Hello, fam. What is going on? You guys, my name is Shayna Lee, and I'm your host for the Energized Lifestyle Podcast. And I am telling you, I am so excited to launch this podcast. I attempted to launch it a year ago, and it kind of just didn't work out. It wasn't the right timing, but it was good because fast forward to now, and I've totally revamped this whole brand and really honed in on my mission and my message, and it continues to get better and better every day. So we are relaunching the podcast. It's renamed the Energized Lifestyle, and I'm gonna just talk to you guys fairly briefly today, but I'm really excited that you're here. Thank you so much for listening in, tuning in. Be sure to subscribe. Like I said, we are just getting started. I'm just kicking this thing off, and I've got so much good stuff for you guys. So be sure to subscribe so you stay with me and just evolve and learn with me. I mean, really, all I'm here to do is share about the things that I have been recently learning and diving into as far as health, in health and fitness. Some of you probably know me as the personal trainer or online fitness coach, online fitness personality. But I am, the last couple of years been taking it just a few more layers deeper, right? Diving into more serious and tactical and very common health issues that myself, my clients, my family, my friends, are dealing with. And it has everything to do with your exercise and nutrition. So I guess I'll start with just a really quick rundown on what I do and what the Energized Lifestyle is really all about and why I created it. So I've been a personal trainer since, oh my gosh, where are we at now? I think since 2012. So we're right at 12 years. Yeah, it's 2024. So right at 12 years now, I am in the process of getting my health coaching certification to become a health practitioner. I'm going to combine that with the weight training and, nutrition certifications and personal training certifications, all of that, because it's all connected, right? It's all part of our health and the whole system. And I've just found, like I mentioned, over the years, I've just been running into more issues. We know that we need to eat healthy and exercise, right? We know we need to work out. But sometimes that doesn't always help us get to our goal. And so what's missing? And so really that is the piece that I've been diving into these last 4 to 5 years, and more specifically the last 2 to 3 years, on these deeper layers of health. So what is the Energized Lifestyle? So it is a way of living, okay? It is a movement focused on really just relentlessly pursuing our highest levels of ourself, of our health, our fitness, faith, and our relationships. Yes, we want to exercise properly and we want to eat healthy, but in the community, the Energized Lifestyle community, we take it much deeper than that. So we want to live a completely energized lifestyle, body, mind, spirit, and soul, the whole shebang, if you will. We not only want to look and feel our best, but we want to have deeply meaningful relationships. We want to be bursting with energy in all areas of life. A fully energized lifestyle, y'all, okay? So if that is something that you're into, that you're interested in, then you're in the right spot, okay? I also have a free online community, so it's kind of like a social network for people that are into all this stuff. I'll leave the link somewhere where you can access it, probably in the show notes or something like that. And you can join. It's totally free. There's tons of resources in there. Everything from weekly live coaching sessions to I have guest speakers come in that are experts in their field. Of course, workouts, nutrition, recipes, And then just connecting with other people that are into this stuff too. And then we're kind of like getting into the biohacking stuff. So I'm like an infant when it comes to the biohacking, but so I'm learning, okay? And I'm just sharing with you guys what I learn. I think it's super interesting, super cool. But basically, the topics range around 5 main components. So like 5 main topics that I'm rotating through all the time, that I'm talking about, that I'm interested in, that I'm researching, that I'm studying. And that's going to be, of course, weight training and exercise. If you've followed me at all, then you know that I always lead with weight training. That is where it's at. Like putting lean muscle on your body is where it's at. Okay. That is going to significantly reduce, your chance of, getting disease and illness, just having that lean muscle. Your body is stronger. So it's going to be able to, boost your immune system and fight off infection, disease. You'll be able to heal quickly from, injuries or illness, as well. So, when it comes to weight training and exercise, I was actually talking with one of my clients this morning about this. And, it's not just going and exercising. Like, don't just be random. Yes, exercise overall is great. You want to get that daily movement in, whether you're, walking or you're hitting the gym or you're taking a fitness class, or whatever it is that you're doing. But you want to have at least 2 is the bare minimum. Okay. 3 is the best and probably ideal for most people. 4 is the best. 3 is probably most ideal for most people. But you want to have at least 2 to 4 days of weight training specifically every week. And that's not just going in there and being random. That is, okay, I have an actual plan for these 4 weeks, and my plan is ABC. And then you follow that plan and you hit that goal. And then by default, you're going to have a stronger body and you're going to have lower body fat and you're going to reduce the risk of disease and illness by weight training, adding lean muscle. Okay. So you have to have a plan, get a plan. Okay. It's important. Random exercise is great as well, but that's kind of just like extra. Okay. You need a plan to follow specifically with weight training that gets progressively more challenging over time. And again, we have those in the free community app, in that link that will be located somewhere conveniently for you to join if you choose. But the next component, so that's the main one, of course, weight training and exercise, food quality and awareness, right? So you want to eat quality foods, and then just have awareness around the risks of, eating out of plastic containers and ingesting a lot of microplastics or chemicals in different foods that you wouldn't think would have certain chemicals, but they do. So really just creating that awareness around the ingredients in our food. Our food system, unfortunately, in America is broken. And it's not really set up to really nourish and keep us healthy. So we really have to do our due diligence to make sure that we're eating quality food and limiting as much as possible the chemicals that make us sick, because they can add up and accumulate in your system and, again, cause a lot of health issues, hormone imbalances, disease, all of that kind of stuff. So we just want to be very diligent and mindful of food quality. Next up is indoor air quality. You guys, I didn't pay much attention to this one probably up until the last year and a half. And wow, it's made a huge difference. Okay, so if you ever lived in an older home or an older building, or if you work in somewhere where there's really not good airflow, indoor air quality is super, super important. So, investing in an air filter or just having your home tested, or if you have allergies, trying to, again, it's just doing your due diligence to figure out why and not just accepting, oh, I have allergies. So, just make sure you're doing wet dusting. I know currently the apartment that we live in, my husband and I, it's a very dusty place. We're moving out soon. We're looking, but I got to do a lot of dusting and it's crazy. And, I never really thought about it much before. just think like, well, everybody's houses probably gets dusty, and maybe it's just me being a little bit dramatic, but, we got dust. So I am very adamant about keeping our home as dust free as possible. Of course, it's nicer to look at anyway, but investing in an air filter. We have one in our bedroom. We have one in our living room, where we spend the most time. And it's made a huge difference on my seasonal allergies and then just being able to breathe better. The next component is water quality, okay? Going beyond just like a basic charcoal filter, like having a pre-filter that filters out, all of the PFAs, the forever chemicals, ideally something that ionizes your water, right? To turn it into something that really charges and energizes your body, but making sure that you have filtered water, even down to like the micro, I forget what it's called, but it's like a micro something filter. There's a website, and again, I can leave this in the show notes as well, where you can actually go and punch in your zip code, and it'll show you the public water quality tests in your area and the right filters that you need for where you live. But I highly recommend that as well. And that's something that we're going to talk a lot more about on this podcast and in the community as well. The next component, so internal health. So this is, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, I'm reading my notes. This is number 5. Okay, our internal health, right? It's one thing to just, look healthy on the outside, but we want to make sure the inside is healthy as well. And just because you don't have any ailments right now, you want to make sure that things are functioning. So, right, like getting your yearly physicals, hopefully, if you come across something that you catch it early on is the goal, right? But, really starting with the exercise and, the other things that I just listed, is really going to do wonders for your internal health, such as hormone balance, your gut health, your microbiome, right? The microbiome has been called your second brain, that it actually sends signals. So your microbiome is in your gut and it sends signals to the brain. So making sure that that's balanced, being pain-free as you age, right? We all think about, okay, I want to, exercise and eat healthy because I want to look a certain way, but how about feeling a certain way, right? And we talk about this a lot in the Energized lifestyle world, okay, right? I mean, the name itself is the Energized lifestyle, right? So pain-free is part of that. We want to feel really good. We want to feel energized. We want to feel pain-free as you age. And if you notice, as you've aged, I mean, I don't know how old or young you are, but you might notice that things start to feel different as you've gotten older. And so we need to do our best to make sure that we, address any pain in the body and work on muscle imbalances. A lot of pain, and specifically the back and hips and neck, comes from various muscle imbalances, and they can be easily fixed. So we will definitely talk more about that as well. Your organ health, right? Like just making sure that we are taking in the right vitamins and minerals on a regular basis. Some are water soluble, some are fat soluble. The water soluble, we lose those very quickly, so we do need to replenish, and just making sure that we're getting enough of the right stuff, like sodium and electrolytes, other electrolytes, right? Adding muscle, okay? Again, this is the internal health, right? And I've already kind of talked on adding muscle, so the quality of your life is good as you get old, because we all get old. Okay, now whatever that number is for you that you consider old, okay, so be it. But I'm not old yet. And they say that you're only as old as you feel, right? So we want to make sure that, we're feeling good, we're feeling strong, we're feeling energetic as we age. Physically fit, but also mentally and emotionally fit. That's part of your internal health, right? Our mental state, our emotional state is really, really important. So I really wanted to start this podcast with just some really basic health advice for you guys, okay? And the first thing, so it's going to be like two main things, okay? So the first, because I feel like I just kind of rambled for a bit, but we're going to get back to all of these topics. And I'm trying to contain my excitement because I really just want to like blah, 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 for like, the next 90 minutes. But we're going to save it. This is just the hello, welcome to my podcast today. So when it comes to exercise, because I am a fitness coach and personal trainer for many years now, I get a lot of questions surrounding what's the best exercise for me to do and what's the best foods for me to eat if I want to lose weight, get in shape, okay? So we'll start with training. As I mentioned earlier, I always lead with weight training. Like exercise is great, but we want to be specific, okay? So how I usually recommend to most people when they get started, and it depends, of course, if you have injuries or you have ailments or you have certain things that kind of limit you, just keep those things in mind. You can always scale back or add more if you want, depending on your current fitness level today. But usually kind of a general recommendation is I say 3 days of weight training, 2 days of cardio. Okay, so that's your Monday through Friday. That is your workout split for the week. It's nothing crazy. Of course, if you're like, holy shit, that is a lot, then maybe just start with twice a week. Just start with 1 day. I mean, start with something that is something you can commit to consistently, because that's the other key to getting results is just what can you do consistently? I want you to do that. But if in a perfect world, if I was your coach and trainer and you said, hey, I'm going to do whatever I need to do, I would say 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, we're weight training, okay, with the goal of getting stronger at these four main lifts, which are squats, deadlifts, push-ups, and pull-ups, 5, and the hip thrust, okay, so squats, deadlifts, push-ups, pull-ups, and the hip thrust, okay, so your weight training on Monday, Wednesday, Fridays is going to surround those those muscle groups every week. And I want you to get a little bit stronger every week. That's the goal, okay? That's how you start to shape and sculpt and tone and tighten and lift the body, is we're getting stronger at those movements each week, okay? And then the cardio days, no HIIT. That's usually not what I recommend for people starting out. If you're like more advanced, of course, HIIT training, but HIIT training is more like a fad and kind of sports specific. I'm not saying it doesn't have a place, because it absolutely does. But for most people who want to be fit and healthy, you don't need to do HIIT training where it's crazy hard and you're just kicking your own butt 100% every time. We don't need that. We actually need you to be able to recover quickly so you can get back in the gym the next day. And again, stay consistent, right? Because if you have to take too many days off between training days, that's where you're like losing the results. You're losing the progress. Say you do a leg day on a Monday and you just really go hard, you go crazy, and you're so sore that you can't get in and do leg day for 7 days until the following Monday because you were just so sore and crippled. That's not good. That's not going to help you to make progress. So the cardio days twice a week should be 25 to 35 minutes max, and something that is challenging but doable, moderate pace. So about a 60% heart rate max if you're wearing a heart rate monitor. Not going to go into the details on how to configure that. You can Google it. That'll be for another podcast. But just something that is a moderate effort that is continuous. At least 25 minutes to 35 minutes max would be my initial recommendation. So, that's the workout split. That's what I would start you with. And then as far as like eating healthy, 3 square meals a day, nothing crazy, nothing fancy. And I like to coin this as, you ready for this? Drum roll. Eating normally. Wow. What a concept. There's so much out there that is telling you to do this style of eating and this style of eating and this other thing. And oh my gosh, it's keto and it's carnivore and it's like all this crap, right? And it's all contradicting the next one. And it's super confusing. So 3 square meals a day, no extremism, just eat normally. Eat how you normally would eat without fear of losing weight or, losing muscle or gaining weight. Just eat normally. And then just lead each meal with protein. Okay, I need to make sure I have enough protein at this meal, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And then, okay, I have to have carbs for energy. So what am I going to have? Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Okay, now I have to have some kind of green vegetable at every meal, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And then, okay, what are my healthy fats? Maybe some avocado, some olive oil, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We have a little bit of those at each meal. Again, no extremisms. Eat lots of fruits and vegetables, lean proteins, and some fatty proteins. You want to mix it up. Eat your carbohydrates. I don't care what anybody says. And of course, this is just general advice. If it's your doctor, you should probably listen to them, I guess, full disclosure, whatever. But for the most part, you can just eat normally. It's cool. It's chill. It's very easy. And it's easy to do if you travel or you go to your friend's birthday party or your kid's birthday party, for goodness sake. Have a piece of the cake, but have your protein shake with it. And then voila, it's a whole meal. Wow. And then you can enjoy your life and stay on track. One thing, like I said, lead with protein. One thing that most people are usually lacking is you're just too low in protein. It's not that pizza's bad. It's just that it's low in protein and it's mostly fats and carbs. So we just need to bring the protein up to meet the fats and carbs, and then it's okay, right? So we'll get into more details of that stuff another time, but that's the advice I'm going to share with you guys today just to get you started. And I am really excited to be back for the next episode. And there was something I was going to announce here at the end, but I can't remember, so I'll have to save it for the next episode. But again, thank you guys for tuning in. I will see you next time. Ciao.